In the quiet town of Burlington, Vermont, life seemed ordinary. Kids played in the yards, neighbors exchanged hellos, and families settled in for another peaceful night. But in the shadows, a man was about to vanish, leaving behind a trail of questions, fear, and suspicion that would grip the nation. This is the story of Travis Decker, father of three, fugitive or survivor. Travis Decker. An ordinary man by most accounts, a devoted father, a neighbor, a friend. Yet, behind the familiar smile lay a life about to unravel in ways no one could have imagined. On the morning of April 14th, Travis walked out of his home, and he never returned. What followed would become one of the most intense manhunts in recent memory. When the local police first received the call, they thought it was another missing persons case. But soon, clues began to emerge that suggested this was far from ordinary. His truck was found abandoned on a remote stretch of road near the outskirts of Burlington. Inside, signs of a hurried departure, a half-empty coffee cup, a child's backpack, but no Travis. Every lead, every witness, painted a picture that was both confounding and chilling. Was Travis on the run, or had something far more sinister occurred? And as investigators pieced together his last known movements, a network of secrets began to surface. Secrets that his neighbors never suspected. Secrets that would challenge everything they thought they knew about him. He always seemed normal, friendly, hardworking. I never thought he could do anything like this, a neighbor would later recall. But then again, people can hide things really well. Sometimes too well. Investigators discovered his phone was wiped clean, his bank accounts untouched. It was as if Travis had vanished into thin air. And yet, the chilling reality remained. He left behind 3 young children, and no explanation. The manhunt escalated quickly. Burlington police, state troopers, FBI units, K-9 teams, and helicopters scoured forests, rivers, and highways. Every tip was followed, every sighting investigated. But for days, Travis remained elusive. Some believed he had gone off-grid deliberately. Others feared he might be in danger, or worse, on the run for something far more serious. It wasn't long before rumors began to swirl. Social media exploded with theories. Some said Travis had faked his disappearance. Others whispered about possible criminal ties. Every click, every share added pressure on the investigators and raised questions that no one had answers for. As the days turned into a tense week, patterns emerged. Surveillance cameras showed glimpses of a man matching Travis's description at gas stations and convenience stores hundreds of miles apart. Was it really him, or just the imagination of desperate witnesses? Each sighting reignited the hunt. Each dead end increased the frustration. Inside Travis's mind, the story was far more complex. Those closest to him hinted at pressures they never fully understood: financial struggles, personal conflicts, and a mounting sense of desperation. But one question haunted everyone: why flee? Why disappear from a life he had built, from the family he claimed to love? The media frenzy added another layer of intensity. Every channel, every website, every news feed demanded answers. Amateur sleuths combed social media for clues. The public became part of the hunt, sharing photos, videos, and tips. The world was watching and waiting. And in the midst of it all, the children waited. 3 innocent lives caught in the whirlwind of suspicion, fear, and uncertainty. Their father, a figure of love, now transformed into a symbol of mystery. Authorities expanded their search radius daily, employing every tactic imaginable: thermal imaging, helicopters, drones. Yet Travis remained a ghost. Some nights, residents reported strange noises, glimpses of a figure lurking in the woods. Others swore they saw him crossing highways under the cover of darkness. The manhunt had become as much about myth as reality. Cases like this test the very limits of law enforcement, an expert would later explain. A missing person is one thing, but when the person might be deliberately evading capture, it becomes exponentially more complex. The key is patience, methodical investigation, and understanding human behavior under extreme stress. Days stretched into weeks. Travis's trail grew colder, but every clue mattered. Small pieces, a receipt from a remote town in New Hampshire, a gas station security camera image from upstate New York, a fleeting phone ping, slowly painted a picture of a man balancing on the edge between survival and surrender. Then came the breakthrough. A tip from an unexpected source. Someone who recognized Travis not for what he had done, but for who he truly was. It led authorities to a secluded cabin miles from the nearest town in northern Vermont. A place with no neighbors, no witnesses, no distractions. A perfect hideout. Or a trap waiting to be sprung. When officers finally confronted Travis, the scene was tense, surreal. He emerged slowly, unarmed, exhausted, yet strangely composed. In his eyes, a mixture of defiance, fear, and relief. The manhunt that had captivated a nation came to an end, not in a violent standoff, but in a quiet surrender. A father facing the consequences of choices no one could fully understand. In the aftermath, the questions remained. Was Travis Decker a fugitive, fleeing danger or accountability? Or was he a survivor, navigating impossible circumstances, doing what he thought necessary to protect himself and perhaps his family? The truth, as often in cases like this, is more complex than headlines suggest. The children returned home. The town slowly resumed its rhythm, but the story lingered in the minds of everyone who had followed it. A father, a fugitive, a survivor. Travis Decker's story is a haunting reminder of how ordinary lives can spiral into extraordinary mysteries. What drives a man to disappear? What does it mean to survive when the world is hunting you? In the case of Travis Decker, the answers may never be fully known. But one thing is certain. His story will be remembered, whispered in quiet towns, analyzed in newsrooms, and questioned in living rooms for years to come. A man, a mystery, a nation holding its breath. Father of three, fugitive, survivor, Travis Decker.